Hey guys, once again welcome back to this brand new video. In this video we are going to create a very simple and clean typographic animation inside of DaVinci Resolve, which is very trending these days, and you can use this animation in many different ways. I am Vikas from Skyline Motions, and without any further ado, let's get started. Alright, so here we are in DaVinci Resolve 17 edit page, and before we get started we have to do some basic setting. So click on this setting button right over here and set the size of this project 1920 by 1080. You can go with 4K as well, and here we have to select a frame rate. So in this case I am using this 30 frame per second, which is a normal frame rate, but if you want a smooth animation then you can go with 60 frame per second and click on save. Now let's create this animation inside of this Fusion page. So we have to take a new Fusion composition. So just go to this media pool, right click on that, click on this new Fusion composition. Let's call it anything. Duration make it 5 seconds long, frame rate 30, click on create. Now just drag this Fusion comp on this timeline just like this, and then go to your Fusion page. And here we have this media out node, so just drag this media out to the side for now, and let's start by creating a text node. So click on this T icon to add a text node. On this flow window, just drag this text to the viewer and go to inspector window, and here we have to type anything that we want. So I'm going to type resolve. Now let's select our favorite font style. So in this case I am using this Android font style, which is absolutely free for personal use, and I have given a link in the description. Or you can also use any different font style that you want. And let's increase the size of this text. So I'm going to set this value something around 0.2. Now we have to align this text in the center. So what we have to do, we have to turn on the guide. So just go to this preview window, right click on that, go to guide and turn on this guide. Hit Control and scroll up to zoom in, and let's set the text in the center according to this reference. And after that we have to animate this text. So just select this text node, hit Control plus a space bar for search box and search for DVE node. So this is our DVE, hit add button. Just drag this DVE to the viewer. Now just go to this inspector window, and here we have this X, Y and Z parameter. So I'm going to animate this X rotation parameter from here. So what we have to do, just go to on frame number 30, which is equal to 1 second according to 30 frame per second. Right click on X parameter, click on animate, or you can also click on this diamond button to create a keyframe. Go to on frame number 120, which is equal to 4 seconds according to 30 frame per second. Click on this diamond button to create a keyframe and lock this value. Go to the end of this animation. Let's rotate this text and set this value something around -90 degree. Put the same value at the beginning of this animation on frame number 0. Let's set it to -90. And we have a linear animation right now, so we have to make it smoother. Just go to spline window, hit F4 on the keyboard to full screen, check this option DVE, click on fit button, select both the keyframes, click on a smooth button, or you can also hit S on the keyboard to smooth. Just select these two keyframes as well, hit S on the keyboard, set the CTI at the end of this animation right over here. Hold this handle and just create a nice smooth curve. Now just go to very first frame right over here, maybe highlight this point, hold this handle and just drag it like this and create a nice smooth curve. Close this spline window, and after that we have to create a duplicate of this text node. So just select this text, go to edit, copy this text, double click on this blank area, right click on that, click on paste instance. Now we have the instance copy of this main text, and both are interconnected with each other. It means all the parameter of this text 1 is connected with this instance copy. If you want to change text, font style, size, etc., you don't have to change again and again in both the text. You only have to change in the main text. Alright, and now let's attach a transform just after this instance text 1. So let's take a transform node just like this. Connect the output of this instance with this transform. Let's add one more transform node. Just drag it like this. attach the output of this instance with this transform 2, and now we have two different output, transform 1 and transform 2, and we have to merge it together. So just connect the output of this merge 2 with this merge 1 and we will get this new merge. Just drag this merge to the viewer, and after that we have two different output as you can see. Let's click on this double viewer, drag this merge 1 in this first viewer and drag this DVE in this second viewer. And now I want to change something in the instance text only, not in the main text. So what we have to do, just select this instance, go to setting, and here we have this appearance, and I want to change the appearance of this text. So right click on this appearance, click on this D instance, and now the appearance parameter is independent. Click on this text outline, and as you can see, the instance text is looking like this and the main text is looking like this. Now select this instance and let's down the thickness of this outline. So let's set this value something around 0.01. Just go to the text section, and after that we have to merge both the output. So let's take a new merge node, and inside of this merge node we have this yellow point for background connection and the green point is for foreground connection, and this is for the effect mask, and this is the output. So I'm going to use this merge 1 as a background and this DVE output as a foreground. So just connect this yellow background point with this merge 1 and green foreground point with this DVE output, and now just drag this merge 2 to the viewer and close this double viewer, make it single. And after that we have to animate this stroke text. Just go to on frame number 30, select this transform 1, just go to center in this inspector window, right click on center, click on animate, or you can also click on this diamond button. Just go to on frame number 60, drag it up just like this, and let's put this value in round figure. So I'm going to set this 0.65 and just go to on frame number 90, lock this position as it is. So click on this diamond button to create a keyframe on this center parameter, and again go to 1 second forward in time on frame number 120, which is equal to 4 seconds, and let's drag it down and set it in the center. So set this value something around 0.5. We have this type of animation as you can see, and now let's do the same thing with this transform 2. So select this transform 2, go to on frame number 30, right click on this center, click on animate, and go to frame number 60. This time let's drag it down a bit just like this and set the value in round figure something around 0.35. all right, and go to 1 second forward in time on frame number 90. Lock this position as it is by clicking on this diamond button and go to on frame number 120, which is equal to 4 seconds, and again let's close this text to the center. Set this value 0.5, and as you can see we have something like this, and this animation is linear right now, so we have to make this a smoother. Just go to spline window, hit F4 on the keyboard to full screen. This time uncheck this DVE, click on fit button, select both the keyframes, click on a smooth button, do the same thing with these two keyframes, click on a smooth or hit S on the keyboard. Place the CTI on frame number 120, highlight this point, hold this handle and just drag it like this and create a nice smooth curve. Hold this point as well and just drag it like this. Or you can also do it one by one. So uncheck this transform 2 for a moment, highlight this point, go to very first frame, set the CTI on it, hold this handle and create a nice smooth curve just like this. And let's do the same thing for this transform 2. So uncheck this transform 1, check this transform 2 and highlight this point, hold this handle and just drag it like this and create a nice smooth curve. Click on fit, close this spline window, and finally we will get this smooth animation. Alright, and now just take a new background, hit F2 on the keyboard, call it matte, and let's attach a rectangle mask with this. So select this matte, click on this rectangle button, drag this matte to the viewer. Let's increase this rectangle size and set this value something around 1. Let's down the width value just like this, and I'm gonna apply this matte on this output. So what we have to do, just detach this connection for a moment, and let's take a merge node. So click on this merge button and take a new merge node, and I'm going to use this matte as a background and this output as a foreground. So we have to connect this yellow background point with this matte green foreground point with this merge 1 output. Just drag this merge 3 to the viewer. Alright, and after that select this merge 3, go to this inspector window, and here we have this operator. So change this over to in, and it's looking like this. Now we have to invert the mask. So select this rectangle, and here we have this invert option. So check this option invert, and now we will get this type of effect. And after that we have to increase the soft edge. So let's increase the soft edge value and set it to 0.02. We have to connect this merge 3 output with this yellow point just like this, and let's take a look. Alright, so it's looking like this. Now let's adjust the width of this rectangle. So select this rectangle 1 and set this height value something around 0.25. Now it's looking perfect. And finally we have to create one more copy of this text. So what we have to do, we have to create these node again. So just drag this instance text 1 right over here maybe, and let's add 2 more transform node. So just drag it like this, and this is going to be the transform 3. Let's add one more transform, and this is going to be transform 4. And here we have to connect the output of this instance text 1 with this transform 3 and with the transform 4. Alright, now let's merge the output of this transform 3 and 4 together. So we have to take a new merge node, and let's connect the yellow point with this transform 3, green point with this transform 4. Drag this merge 4 to the viewer. Now we have to animate this. So just go to on frame number 30, select this transform 3, right click on center, click on animate. Just go to on frame number 60, 1 second forward in time. Let's drag it up right over here maybe, and let's set the equal value something around 0.75. Now just go to frame number 90, which is equal to 3 seconds. Add one more keyframe and lock the value as it is on frame number 90. Go to 1 second forward in time on frame number 120. Let's drag it down and set it in the center. So set the value 0.5 maybe. Alright, and now we have something like this. Now let's do the same thing for this transform 4. So select this transform 4, go to on frame number 30 on 1 second, right click on this center, click on animate, go to 1 second forward in time on frame number 60, and this time let's down the text maybe right over here, and we have to put this value in round figure. So I'm going to set this value 0.25. all right, and now go to 1 second forward in time on frame number 90. Add one more keyframe by clicking on this button and lock this value. Go to frame number 120. Let's drag it up and set it in the center. Set this value 0.5. And as you can see, this is the linear animation right now. So we have to make it smoother. Just go to spline window, hit F4 on the keyboard to full screen. This time uncheck this transform 2, transform 4, check this transform 3 only, click on fit button, highlight these 2 keyframes, hit S to smooth, highlight these 2 keyframes, hit S to smooth, or you can also click on this button, set the CTI at this keyframe, hold this handle and just drag it like this and create a nice smooth curve. Just set the CTI on frame number 120 right over here on this keyframe. Highlight this point, hold this handle and just drag it like this. And let's do the same thing for this transform 4. So uncheck this transform 3, check this transform 4. And we have this nice and smooth animation. And now we have to apply this matte effect on this one as well. So let's copy this matte and the rectangle node. Hit Ctrl C on the keyboard to copy. Double click on this blank area, right click on that, click on paste. Let's take one more merge. So this is the merge node. Let's drag it on this flow window, and I'm going to use this matte_1 as a background, this one as a foreground. So connect this yellow point with this matte and green point with this merge 4, drag it over here, drag this merge 5 to the viewer, select this merge 5, go to this inspector window, and again we have to select this operator over to in. Alright, now let's adjust the rectangle mask just like this. Alright, and we have this two different output for this stroke text. So we have to merge both the output. Just deattach this connection for a moment, and let's take one more new merge, and I'm gonna connect this yellow point with this merge 5, green point with this merge 3, and just drag this merge 6 to the viewer. Alright, I'm gonna attach this stroke output with the main text. So connect this yellow point with this merge 6 and drag this merge 2 to the viewer, and we will get this type of animation as you can see. And after that we have to colorize this stroke text. So just take a new background node, hit F2 on the keyboard and call it color. Just drag this color to the viewer, and here we have this type. So change this solid color to vertical gradient. Select two different color and create a nice gradient color. So I'm gonna pick this green color for now, and I'm gonna pick the second color, maybe yellow. Hit OK, and we have this nice gradient color, and I'm gonna apply this color on this output. So what we have to do, we have to deattach this connection for a moment, and we have to take a new merge node. So let's take a new merge node, and for this one I'm going to use this merge 6 output as a background and this color as a foreground. So connect this yellow background point with this merge 6, green foreground point with this color, and just drag this merge 7 to the viewer. And after that select this merge 7, go to inspector window, and let's select this operator over to in. And after that we have to connect this yellow background point with this main output. Alright, and this is our main output right now. So just drag this merge 2 to the viewer, and we will get this type of animation as you can see. And finally we have to attach a transform node that is going to be the controller of this text. So select this merge 2, click on this transform button to add a transform node. Just drag this transform to the viewer, hit F2 on the keyboard, call it controller, hit OK. And finally let's connect the controller with this media out and select this controller. Let's down the size a bit. So I'm going to set the size 0.6. Alright, you can control the angle, size, position, etc. from this controller. And now let's go to the edit tab. And as you can see, it's almost done. You can use this text animation on any background. So let's apply this text on a background. So just go to this media pool, right click on that, click on this import media. I'm going to use this image. Let's drag this fusion composition on this second layer, just like this, and let's import the background below this fusion composition. Alright, now select this image, go to inspector window, And let's down the opacity, set it to 10%. And as you can see, it's looking much more interesting on this black background. All right. Now I want to animate this background according to the text reveal. So what we have to do, just turn off the visibility of this Fusion composition, select this image, right click on that, convert it into a Fusion clip, and then go to the Fusion page. And here we have to connect a transform just after this media in. So select this media in, add a transform node, and just go to on frame number 30, which is equal to 1 second. Right click on size, click on animate, go to on frame number 60. Let's increase the size a bit, maybe 1.2. Just go to 1 second forward in time on frame number 90. Click on this diamond button to create a keyframe on size parameter and lock this value. Go to on frame number 120 and let's set it to default. Alright, and finally we have to make it a smoother. So just go to spline window, hit F4 on the keyboard to full screen, check this transform, click on fit button, highlight this keyframe, hit S on the keyboard to smooth, highlight these two keyframe as well, hit S on the keyboard to smooth, highlight this point, hold this handle and just drag it like this and create a nice smooth curve. Place the CTI at the very beginning, highlight this point, hold this handle and just drag it like this. Alright, and after that close this spline window, and now we have a smooth zoom in animation, and just go to this edit page and turn on the visibility of this text. And finally it's done. So just turn on the loop button, go to very first frame, let's increase the size and let's take a look. Alright, so it's looking awesome, and that's all for this tutorial. I hope you guys like it. If you like it, then hit the subscribe button, click on the bell icon for more interesting videos. My name is Vikas and I will see you in the next one. Till then, bye bye.